Hey Flav City fans, it's Desi and Bobby, and I wanted to thank you so much for all the sweet comments you left on our pregnancy video. And as promised, today I wanted to share with you some of the foods that I ate during my first trimester.
That's right, but before we start, you guys, hook us up. Subscribe to the channel because every week we are rocking out keto, paleo, Whole30 weight loss recipes that are absolutely delicious. And we're doing 3 videos a week now, every Saturday, every Sunday, and then a live stream during the week. But the only way you can get a push notification when we go live is by clicking that cute little bell icon right below the video. And it's a lot of fun and I don't want you guys to miss out.
If you're trying to get pregnant or you're already pregnant, you most probably are starting to think of how to improve your diet and start eating a little bit healthier. Well, that's great because the food you eat is eventually going to build your baby. So it's very important. And the best thing you can do for your health is to start taking care of your gut.
And some of the best gut foods are actually in front of us right now. And something I make a lot on the Flav City Instagram stories is bone broth. This stuff is really good for your gut, the gut flora. It's good for your hair, your skin, your nails, and your immune system. And we've been told to make extra amounts so Desi can drink it while she's pregnant. I'll put the recipe down below in the description box. It's crazy easy. 2 things I want you to do. Number 1, make it in the Instant Pot because that contains the smell. If you make it on a stovetop pressure cooker, your house will smell like a barn. And you got to use organic beef bones. It's really important. Sometimes it's hard to find. They used to carry them all the time at Whole Foods, but now it's really hard to find. So I'll put the link down below to a farm who will ship them directly to your house.
Yeah, and you can also make that with chicken bones or fish bones.
Yep.
And if you're using beef bones, it only literally takes 3 hours in the Instant Pot. So it's very easy to make.
Next up we have cabbage. This is near and dear to Desi's heart, right? But it's not just any cabbage. If you watched Art in my haul video from Costco, it's fermented cabbage, but naturally fermented cabbage because the cabbage you find in the middle aisles at the grocery store, it's usually made with vinegar, and that is not a natural fermentation. This is literally packed with water, a little bit of salt, and maybe garlic, and it ferments. And that, once again, produces really healthy bacteria that are super good for your gut. And the best price by far, once again, is at Costco. You get this big jug, I think for $7. At Whole Foods, it's like half the size, but the same price. So I would stock up on that because this is good eats and really good for you.
Yeah, and other naturally fermented vegetables could be, pickles or carrots. Kimchi, very popular. So anything that's naturally fermented is great for your gut.
Totally.
Ginger and turmeric are also really good for your digestion. And we have a really tasty ginger turmeric tea that you make in the pot with some lemon and honey, and it's delicious.
And black pepper and cayenne pepper, coconut oil. It's really good for your immune system, but really good for your tummy too.
Yep, so definitely check that out. And we also have another digestive tea that's also made with ginger and fennel and cloves and cinnamon. And
what do we call it?
Bobby calls it that. You go.
We call it the poop enforcer. And I teased it on Instagram over the winter, and they went crazy. They wanted the recipe, so we typed it up, and that link is down below in the description box, along with the immune system turmeric ginger tea too.
So during the first trimester, the most common complaints by women are morning sickness and constipation. I was very lucky that I didn't have any morning sickness, but there's a bunch of theories out there why morning sickness happens, and a lot of women, almost like more than 60% of women, experience that. And one of the theories that resonated with me is the lack of magnesium. And magnesium is a mineral that's actually very good for your health, but if you want to find out whether you're deficient or not, it's very hard to detect that with a blood test. It can only be detected by observing symptoms. So most women become magnesium deficient in their early pregnancy. So in order to support that, you want to eat foods that are rich in magnesium. And foods rich in magnesium are, again, bone broth.
Yep, but it's like a cure-all, you guys. You got to make this stuff. Also, leafy greens. Organic kale. I like lacinato or black kale because it's more tender and easier to eat than curly kale. I like organic spinach, and the reason we buy organic spinach and organic greens is because they grow in the ground and they're very susceptible to chemicals and pesticides, so you want to spend the extra. Believe it or not, the cheapest price on organic spinach is either at Whole Foods, 365 brand, or at Costco. And now that Whole Foods has lowered the price on a lot of produce, which is huge, thank God for Amazon. A big bunch of kale is $2, so scoop that at Whole Foods.
And the easiest thing is to put kale and spinach in a smoothie, but you can also make one of my soups. It's a spinach lemon drop soup that is delicious, and you can mix in both spinach and kale in it, and I'll put the link down below for that recipe.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also, another source that's really high in magnesium is salt. But not just any salt, you guys. This is raw, unrefined, kosher salt. So see the color? That's because it still has over 70 minerals still in it. I highly encourage you to watch our video from Whole Foods explaining all about salt, because basically iodized salt and white kosher salt is horrible for you because everything is stripped away. It's pure salt, which is not good for your body. When you still have the minerals in it like this, that's when it's actually nutritious and not just a salt bomb.
Yep. And one of the reasons that people are deficient in magnesium is the fact that the water that we drink is so purified and stripped from all kind of minerals that we're actually not getting enough of magnesium. Right. Raw nuts are also rich in magnesium, and I have a number of recipes with almonds, for example. We just launched a video for how to make homemade almond milk, so check that out. And I also have a recipe for no-bake paleo granola that's basically just all sorts of different nuts, and it's delicious. And a very efficient and quick way to get magnesium into your body is to actually use magnesium oil. You put it on your body like any oil, and it gets absorbed very easily. I'll put a link down below for Amazon or where you can get that one. It's also important to consume magnesium with B6 and B12 vitamins for the best absorption. Wow. And some of those foods that are rich in B6 and B12 are seafood.
Right. Well, in that case, then we have a ton of seafood recipes, especially fatty, omega-rich salmon and shrimp. I'll put those links down below, and you can choose any one you want.
Sardines and cod are also very good.
Yeah, you can buy the canned wild caught King Oscar sardines. Those are the best quality at the grocery store.
And the other complaint in early pregnancy is constipation, and that's due to the rise in progesterone. So in order to have an easier time with that, it's good to eat cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower.
Wow. We got you hooked up with there. There's like a ridiculous amount of cauliflower recipes and broccoli recipes on flavcity.com. We'll put that link down below, but like the roasted cauliflower broccoli salad with avocado mayo dressing, cauliflower rice, there's a ton of stuff there to hook you guys up.
Yeah, my favorite is the turmeric cauliflower rice.
Yes, the golden cauli rice is the best.
Yeah. Another thing to help constipation is to drink lots and lots of water. You're actually supposed to drink about 12 cups of water. It's about 2 of those pitchers per day. So make sure you do that. It's very important throughout your whole pregnancy. Another thing that's really good for constipation is to eat cabbage, raw cabbage. I love just slicing some cabbage and making it into a salad.
Yeah, organic raw cabbage, right?
Yeah.
Once again, the ginger digestive tea is really good for that too. That link is down below.
And another thing that's really good to eat during your pregnancy is good organic fruits. Just be careful not to eat too much of them because they're high in fructose. For example, I love mangoes, and I ate a bunch of those in my first trimester because they actually have a lot of folate, and you need a lot of folate during your pregnancy.
But I actually don't think you necessarily need to buy organic mangoes because they grow in the tree and they have this really tough skin. So I think the general rule is if it has a tough skin you don't eat, like a banana, an orange, you don't have to buy organic. But if you eat the skin, like berries, you gotta go organic.
Yeah, berries, cherries, and any other fruits, or apples also, you eat the skin off. You wanna make sure they're organic.
Totally.
And last but not least, I wanted to share what kind of foods I try to avoid eating during my pregnancy. And all of these things that are on my list are actually have a few things in common. They are processed, they lack in nutrients, they cause inflammation, and they damage your gut. So, for example, processed foods in general, I try to avoid those because they're packed with preservatives and all sorts of additives.
Yeah.
I also avoided starches like potatoes, corn, wheat, and white rice. White rice has no nutritional value, so if you want to eat rice, make sure it's brown rice.
Or wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, refined sugars. Refined sugars are really bad for you. If you do want a little bit of sweet, then use dates or honey or maple syrup.
Monk fruit sweetener if you want to. Yeah, just avoid the white refined sugar is basically the devil, so you want to stay away from that.
Wheat, for example, is highly processed. It lacks in nutrients, and it's actually very damaging to your small intestine. And in addition to that, it prevents the absorption of nutrients.
Yeah, I mean, so many of the things we talked about today start with the gut. I mean, the gut is really the key to your health, and if you're going to damage that with refined sugars and corn and soy and stuff like that, you're really doing yourself a disservice, and you're hurting the baby in return. So if you treat your gut flora and good bacteria good, you're going to feel good, the baby's going to feel good, and it really starts and ends in the gut.
And I'd like to recommend this book, Beautiful Babies. It talks all about nutrition for fertility and pregnancy, and it's really great. So definitely check that out. And so that was it, guys. Stay tuned for our next video of what I ate in my second trimester, where we're going to talk more about good proteins and good fats.
Sounds good. See you guys soon. Until then, keep on cooking. Peace.